Kevin Durant's brother, Tony Durant, was a college basketball forward. Professional basketball star Kevin Durant came from humble beginnings. Wanda Durant raised Kevin as a single mom alongside her firstborn Tony after their father, Wayne Pratt, left. When he returned, Wayne and Wanda married and welcomed two more children, Brianna and Rayvon Pratt. Kevin Durant may have been teased for his height by schoolmates, but he found a place where it became an advantage – the basketball court. Before their younger siblings came along, Kevin and Tony bonded over basketball. Tony even mentioned during an interview that he saw his brother's potential from his preteen years. Kevin's older brother, Anthony Tony Durant, is the most well-known of the NBA star's siblings. He has an active social media presence and has appeared in interviews where he opened up about his brother and their childhood. On the other hand, Brianna and Rayvon have shielded themselves from the spotlight. Little is known about the youngest of Wanda's brood. Moreover, they seem to have no social media presence, and none of their family members post their pictures. Still, it's been reported that they all bonded over sports growing up. Tony Durant is the eldest of four siblings. Anthony Tony Durant drew his first breath in Suitland, Maryland on January 6, 1986. He attended Suitland High School in Forestville and later transferred to St. John's Military School in Kansas. He also attended Towson University, where he played basketball. Tony was born to a 21-year-old Wanda Durant, who later welcomed his younger brother Kevin in 1988. Wanda struggled to provide for her kids, and there were times when it all became too burdensome for her to keep going. Still, she found the strength and is now helping others to do the same. According to CBS News, Tony's mom worked overnight shifts in a postal office outside Washington, D.C. Today, she's a motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. Wanda aims to inspire underserved children, communities, and single moms to pull themselves up from their circumstances and aspire for bigger goals. Tony also had a supportive grandmother, Barbara Davis, who had been cited as a strong influence in his and his siblings' lives. She foresaw Kevin's height as a blessing in his future, even as he was often ridiculed for it. While the woman that raised Tony seemed to have been a constant presence, his father, Wayne Pratt, was absent for most of his childhood. It was around Kevin's first birthday when Wayne, now working as a Capitol officer at the Library of Congress, left his family. Having left at age 23, he confessed that he wasn't ready for his fatherly duties. However, he returned over a decade later when Tony was about 13. In a 2012 interview with the Washington Post, Wayne admitted to his actions being selfish and immature and eventually coming to his senses, adding, "My sons helped me realize how important it was to be in their lives by always wanting me to be around. Still, it took a lot of effort to win them back and earn their forgiveness." Following their reunion, Wayne and Wanda married and welcomed Brianna and Rayvon Pratt. Sometime down the line, they separated again and divorced. Tony Durant was also a basketball player. Tony Durant pursued the sport like his brother in college per the Pro Ballers basketball stats and Towson Tigers roster. The same site revealed that Tony had aspirations of being an English teacher alongside pro basketball. His love for the sport developed when he was young. Tony recalled growing up in Prince George's County, where his mom would take him and his brother Kevin to the local recreation center. There, he and Kevin began spending most of their time learning how to play. After graduating high school, he attended Butler Community College, where he played for his institution's team. In his sophomore year, Tony transferred to Towson University, where he played for the Towson Tigers. He reflected on his career at Towson College, citing it as his most memorable, regardless of its ups and downs. He played for 2 seasons in 2007-2008 and 2008-2009. Tony is proud of his 2 sons. Tony Durant welcomed 2 sons into the world, Jaden Harris and Deuce. The latter will be 4 by 2022's end. His eldest, Jaden Harris, is already a star player venturing into pro basketball. He has his own Instagram page where he posts snippets of his games or himself in gear. Besides Brianna and Rayvon, Kevin had an adopted brother who tragically passed in 2019. Jaden Harris's last post in September indicated that he was playing for Virginia Tech University's team. However, like his dad, his career seems to have started in high school, playing for Bishop O'Connell High School. Tony often shares sweet posts about his sons, gushing over how much they mean to him. For Tony, Deuce and Jaden Harris are his top priorities, and he enjoys being their father, which he calls his only calling. The father of 2 also indicated on his Instagram bio that he's a coach. Kevin Durant paid his brother back. As siblings, Kevin and Tony Durant had their squabbles. ESPN reported on one of them where Kevin threw a boot at his brother in their living room. Tony ducked and the boot landed on the glass light switch cover, which broke. Kevin didn't have the money to fix it, but his brother worked at McDonald's at the time, and he was able to lend him the $10 he needed. Several years later, Kevin was finally able to pay Tony back with interest. In 2008, the NBA star gifted his brother a black 2007 Dodge Charger, for which Tony was humbly grateful. Kevin and Tony have maintained a tight bond since they were kids, regardless of their differences. In 2020, Tony shared a birthday tribute for his brother, expressing his love and encouraging him to do greater things. Kevin Durant's other siblings are less public. Kevin Durant's younger brother and sister, Rayvon and Brianna, reportedly enjoyed sports with their older brothers. However, the only information available about them is their names. Besides Brianna and Rayvon, Kevin had an adopted brother who tragically passed on in 2019. CBS NBA reported that Kevin's mother, Wanda Durant, welcomed Cliff Dixon into their family when he was 16. Dixon was enjoying a birthday celebration at SL Lounge in Chambly and suffered a fatal gunshot wound. He was rushed to the hospital but was sadly pronounced dead following his arrival.